Hi everyone, this is Annie, and today I'm going to cover the IGETC form. Okay, the IGETC form is a general education pattern for students who want to apply for the Cal States and the UCs. The Cal State is the California State University Systems, and the UC is the University of California. Now, some students only want to apply for the University of California only, which is the UCs. They definitely need to be using this IGETC form because the UCs will only take this form. If you're a student who is applying for both, you do not do IGETC and the CSU GE form. You actually just do IGETC and it will meet the requirements for both types of institutions, okay? So let's go ahead and go into the details of this IGETC form. So really it's about 34 to 37 semester units for this general education pattern. We are a semester school, so there is no conversion needed. So really 34 to 37 semester units, okay? Now, the most important courses out of this IGETC form is going to be the ones in area 1 and 2. So that's the English composition. That is the critical thinking, okay? The oral communication is only for students who are considering the Cal States. Now, if you're a student that only wants to apply for the UCs only, you do not have to do this category, okay? It's not required. That's why it says CSU requirement only. And the last important class is this math class. And I want to emphasize that when you are applying for transfer, the schools are looking to see if you have passed these 3 to 4 classes, depending on the school you're applying to. It is non-negotiable. So if you have a 4.0 and you have finished all your other requirements, but if you do not have oral communication or written communication or critical thinking or math, they're going to automatically deny you. Obviously, for oral communication, it's not required for the UC, so they won't look at that, okay? But pretty much, if you don't have those classes, they're going to automatically deny you, even though you have a 4.0. So we always, always, always encourage you to please finish these classes first. So if you notice, whenever time you see a counselor, they're going to be like, hey, did you finish your English critical thinking and your math? Please take that as soon as possible, okay? For this general education pattern for the IGETC form, all grades must be a C or better, okay? This is different from the CSU general education breadth. They accept only a C or better. At our campus, we only offer A, B's, and C's. We don't offer a plus or minus system grades. So that's not really an issue. It's just really a C or better. However, some students have transfer units from different colleges and they may offer plus or minus systems. And then if you get a C minus, you do not meet the requirement. It has to be a C or higher. Okay. The last thing I wanted to emphasize is Area 7. There it is, Area 7. This is the CSU graduation requirement, okay? This is a requirement only for the Cal States. The UCs do not have this requirement. The CSUs will require students to have one class in historical development of American institutions and ideals. Really, that's US history. And then you have to have one class that covers US government and California government, okay? So students can often take one class and it will meet both categories. But do you have to do this for IGETC? Absolutely not. If you're only applying for the UC, should you do this? I don't recommend it because the UCs do not require this. It's only for students that are also considering the Cal States. I recommend you do this. It is not required to transfer. You could always do it up there at the 4-year institutions, but we often recommend you try to do it here because it'll save you money. Also, too, it could double count for, so if this class is in here, also count for another category. Um, it could double count because it's technically not part of IGETC. So I recommend if you can double count as much as possible because it will save you a class. Okay. Um, if a course meets multiple categories, you can only count it for one section, okay? So that means if, like for instance, English 102, it meets for critical thinking, and it also meets for the humanities, you cannot double count it. Okay, it can only either count for the critical thinking or it can only count for the humanities. Remember, the only exception to that is this CSU graduation requirement because it is just a graduation requirement. It is not a category like um, one of these on the IGETC form. So I just wanted to emphasize that, okay? Now, let's go ahead and go into the details of each section of this general education form so you know what classes and how many you need for each, okay? So the first section is Area 1, English Composition, okay? Area 1A is English Composition. So that's one English class there. Area 1B is Critical Thinking. I'm sorry. It's also English composition. This is also the second level class. This is critical thinking. And then the third one is oral communication area 1C. And this is a Cal State requirement only. Okay, so if you're applying to UC, it is not required. They also notated here for the CSU, 3 courses are required, one from group A, B, and C. And then for the UCs, it's only 2 courses required and one from group A and B because this is not required. Okay. Area 2A is math. Okay, it's mathematical concepts and quantitative reasoning. You have to have one course with 3 semester units, at least 3 semester units or higher. Okay, so pretty much you get to pick one class in here and it has to be 3 units or more and it'll meet this category. Area 3 is the arts and humanities. You have to have at least 3 courses, okay? One from at least area 3A, so one from area 3A right here, and then one from 3B, okay, that's the humanities, so you have to have one from the arts, one from the humanities, and then one additional course from 3A or 3B. Okay, so this last class right here, it could be from the arts or humanities. You get to decide. So really students can have 2 classes in arts and then 1 in humanities, or 2 in humanities and then 1 in the arts. In total, you have to have 9 semester units, okay? So 9 semester units from area 3. Okay, so usually it's 3 from the arts, 3 from the humanities, and then 3 more units either from the arts or the humanities. Okay. Area 4, social and behavioral sciences. This is where you have to at least have 3 classes, okay, from at least 2 academic disciplines. So you're thinking, okay, what is academic disciplines? It's really from at least 2 different subjects, okay? So that means you cannot have all of your classes from psychology. So all 3 of them can't be from psychology. 2 of them can be from psychology, and then the last class has to be from a different subject, okay? In total, you need 9 semester units. So 3 classes, about 3 semesters each, 3 semester units each. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and go into area 5. This is the physical and biological sciences. Okay. You need at least 2 courses. Okay. So one from the physical science. So one from the physical science. You get to pick any class you want in there. And then one from the biological science, and that's anything in there. Okay. And then it says here at least one of the 2 courses must include a lab. So what that means is that this lab has to correspond to the science course that you took here. So let me give you a prime example. If you took Astronomy 1, okay, for physical science, and you took Anthropology 101 for the biological science, for this lab, you have to take the matching astronomy lab or the matching anthropology lab, okay? You cannot just take a random lab in, like, for instance, geography, because it doesn't correspond to astronomy or anthropology. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of explain that so you're kind of aware of what it means to correspond. Okay, has to be a total of 7 semester units. Usually it's like 3 from physical science, 3 from biological science, and then 1 from the lab. Okay. Area 6 is language other than English. This is a UC requirement. If you do want to do the IGETC, you have to meet Area 6, okay? So that means you have to have 1 foreign language class. However, a lot of students, if you went to high school and you had 2 years of the same language and you made it to the second level English class, And your second level and the second semester, you had a grade of a C or better. C minus or better, I'm sorry. This kind of confuses students a little bit when I mean by the second semester of the second year. Let me give you an example. If you took Spanish 1 and 2, so the second year is Spanish 2, so you took Spanish 2, and then you know how in high school they have first semester and second semester, it would be the second semester grade, okay? So Spanish 2, 2B, if your grade was C minus or better, then you will meet this requirement through your high school foreign language. You need to make sure your high school transcript, though, is sent to our admissions and records for you to get this section waived, okay? Otherwise, if you didn't pass high school foreign language second year with your second semester with the C minus or better, then what you would have to do is take a course in here that will meet this requirement, okay? Some languages, if you notice, like French, Italian, and Spanish, the first level meets this category. However, some languages like ASL 2 or Japanese 2, they require you the second level of it. So that means you have to take ASL 1 and then get into ASL 2, and then ASL 2 will meet Area 6. Okay, same thing with Japanese. So I just wanted to share that with you so you are aware that some languages require a second level. Okay. Um, Area 7 is the CSU graduation requirement. Once again, that is just the graduation requirements for the Cal States. It's not required for the UC. It is not required for you to transfer, and you can always do this at the four-year institution or at the Cal State, okay? Remember, you can double count, so Chicano 7, Chicano 8, history 41, 42, and 44 will double count with the humanities. Okay, so I just want to share that with you, but it must be taken at Pierce. If you take it at Valley College or Mission College, it will not double count because they have different general education patterns. Okay, so I just want to share that with you. So Chicano 7, oh, sorry, this is under the Area 4. It's right here. Chicano 7, Chicano 8, and then history 41, 42, and 44. And they also, too, could count in the Area 4, okay? So like I had highlighted before, history Chicano 7 and 8 could fit here. And history, where is the history? 41, 42, and 44 could also count in the Area 4. So when you double count, it can't double count for humanities, Area 4, and the US 1. You could either pick, will it count for the humanities, or it will count for the social behavioral sciences and the US 1. So you see how it can only count for one of these categories and the graduation requirement. Also, today I wanted to notate that history 11, 12, 13, and the economics and 52 also count for area 4, social and behavioral science. So as you can see here, where is Econ 10? It could double count. And then history, I see history 11, 12, 13 could also double count. And then 52 could also double count. So really, you have more flexibility to double count with the social and behavioral sciences than the humanities, okay? For the US 2 and 3, which is US Constitution, California, California government and US government, pretty much one class will meet both categories and meet area 4 social and behavioral science. So if you take political science 1, it will count for US 2, it will count for US 3, and it would also to count for area 4. So that really like double counts. I'm sorry, triple counts, right? 19 and 30 is also another option right there. So you see how it's 1, 19, and 30. So you have that option there. So the IGETC form is pretty much Very similar to the CSU General Education. The big difference between these two is that there's a foreign language requirement, and the CSUGE has the lifelong learning requirement. And this general education pattern requires a grade of a C or better. And also, too, they're a lot more picky on their classes. So you have a lot less choices in here. So when you're looking under critical thinking, you only have 3 choices here. So they're a lot more picky. So that's kind of the big difference. And as always, if you have questions with the IGETC form, please let me know. Please ask me. You can either Canvas inbox me or you could email me and I could clarify any questions that you may have. Oftentimes students are asking, well, do my AP credits count for this general education breadth? Yes, it does. There's an AP chart right here, and based off on your test, it tells you what category you meet, okay? And remember, you have to have passed it with a 3 or better for you to get to use it for your general education um, requirement, okay? Well, I hope you didn't get more confused. I hope you felt a little bit more comfortable with this IGETC form. I know it's a little overwhelming. Please, please, please feel free to ask me if you have questions. And I look forward to working with you closely in this class in regards to this, okay? Have a great day or night.